This is my homemade camera gantry using electrical conduit and a bunch of 3D prints. So the conduit's just held in place by this 3D print, just sits right down in there, and then this little piece locks it in place. It can glide all along the rails, and I can easily lock it in place with a simple switch. I designed my own linear bearings. Now it's in two halves so that it can clamp around the pipe, so you don't have to like take the pipes down and slide it over the pipes. Each single bearing section is all individual sections held in with a pin. And that's 1/6 of the bearing. And then that also comes apart so you can get at the ball bearings. And then everything snaps into place. And then here's the lock. It's just a simple cam. And then that applies pressure to the pipe to keep it in place. Now, as cool as it is and as good as all the parts turned out and everything's designed the way I designed it, it doesn't seem to work that well. For one, linear bearings really aren't made like this, just a captive bearing. They actually have a loop of bearings inside them. And also, it sounds awful being steel on steel. I think if I paint or just maybe coat the pipe in like tape, not only does it roll way better, it's nice and quiet. And this is actually rolling, like it's actually spinning the bearings. This is more just gliding on them. But the real test will be what it's like when weight is applied. Now, the noise and the fact that it doesn't really glide that well doesn't really matter, because I'm only ever going to pretty much put it from here and then put it over there when I don't need it, but I would like it to work better. And as I said, putting tape or maybe painting the conduit might help, but I think a better option might actually just be to redesign the cart. This was actually the first cart I made, and it just rides on top of the rails. And it's way smoother and much quieter. And to clamp it, I just had this screw that you turn, but I didn't like that it could lift off. And screwing this took a little time. I definitely like this much better. Now, I could pretty easily just copy this brake onto this design, and really, I should just take this top cart and put another one below. Now I could capture the pipe in between the two sets of wheels. And that would pretty much give me everything I'm wanting. A cart that can't lift off from the rails, that's super smooth and quiet, and that's really easy to brake.